Hi. I haven't done a live in several days. I haven't. The last one I did was just looking over an old video I had of some B2K recordings. But today, pertaining to my targeting, I don't really feel good today. Kind of logy. But I was trying to take a nap. And pretty much the whole time popping in and out of whatever sleep or whatever I was having. Their chatter on whatever platform that they conspire on or congregate on, playing whatever criminal shit they're gonna do, like when they're gonna kill you or when they're gonna try and frame you for some shit that they did. Pretty much the whole of the harassment was talking about what a disgusting person I am, because that's what gang stalkers talk about. I woke up and was laying there for a little bit, and I don't know if it was just an orchestrated argument amongst themselves about did you really do this to this guy? Did you keep telling his dog to lick him on the genitals and this and that, or because they're always calling my dog Butter's name, and talking shit. Hi, peace, love, truth. But as I have mentioned, I don't know, several days ago, near the beginning of the month, they were doing something new to me. It had to do with weapons. They were hitting me really heavy in the abdomen and in my genital area, and they were complaining that I wasn't complaining, and about it. It didn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. And the microwave damage is long term. I know that microwave radiation destroys the cells of the body. Um, so that's why I say consider gang stalkers serial killers, because they conspire to do this to targets, to kill them over time through, you know, uh, elevated stress, uh, financial ability to live, the destruction of that, defamation, character assassination, all kinds of different things that, you know, over time will cause emotional damage, emotional distress. As the AMA talks about, stress is one of the #1 killers in the world today. Your body, although it handles stress, it's not, you know, um, it doesn't repair the damage done by stress. So as we know, the long-term effects of the continued voice to skull verbal assault, or um, directed conversations in street theater, or the cyber harassment you get on whatever social platform you're using, harassing phone calls, whatever in conjunction and collaboration of the overall gang stalking program. Um, Things that combine with the stress and the amassing of hopelessness. As I say, reporting, you know, being harassed and threatened with death threats all the day long, or the street theater, or the noise campaigns, or helicopters hovering over your house, or the different aspects that they focus on different targets with. In conjunction with that, over time, your body just finally just gets to where it it's the norm for it's the norm. So over time, you get to where you're not as susceptible to the different aspects. Like, um, as for myself, I never have carried a camera around with me. I haven't carried my phone around and filmed every little thing, or recorded every little headlight, or the helicopters, or the directed conversation in grocery stores, or wherever you might be. But the objective is, regardless of their means per target, is to annihilate the target. So, in short, conspiracy to commit murder. They want you dead. They're going to try and kill you, you know, over time, whatever the case. They want you dead. But like you just said there, yes, too much trauma. Well, after a while, the body just says, screw it. Your mind says, the hell with this shit. And, um, you get desensitized to the trauma. Uh, some people react to it in different ways. In effect, you get people that have went berserk, um, and acted out violently, or you get people that just isolate themselves to the extent of being a hermit, and you never see them again. To extremes. Or you get the persons that just say, what the hell, I don't care, fuck you guys. I'm not gonna allow this conspiracy of stalkers to delegate my life, my existence, and they just, continue to push forward. You don't, as a target, know how you're going to deal with this. As for myself, the death threats and the assaults, the physical assaults, the verbal assaults, the directed energy weapon assaults, the remote neural monitoring assaults, the V2K assaults and harassment. As I've said before, I'm not gonna submit to these terrorists. I'm never gonna be part of their group. However many times they've told me if I, join them and be quiet and don't talk about gang stalking, they would stop. Well, I'm of the opinion that if they're not attacking me, they're not harassing me, they're going to move on to the next target, which could be, which could be anyone. Logically speaking, it would probably be somebody that is already connected to me, the current target of the time, meaning my family, some friends, or whatever, people that I know of. But the reality of the situation is as I was saying a minute ago about reporting aspects of your targeting, the cyber crimes that I have found, the cyber harassment along throughout my videos and my channel, the identity manipulation, I spoke of a website where they have me listed as deceased, and it has people that are supposed to be my relatives that are not even, that I don't even know who they are, not even friends of mine, let alone relatives. The constant emails I get where this individual posing as my brother on my Facebook, on the page I created in memorial for him, adding people from my friends list to this page, or the emails I get that Animal has continually logged on or tried to log on to my Facebook page. And that's spelled ANUMAL. Um, I have at least 100 or more of those where they've logged onto my Facebook and done who knows what. Or the times I've had to call SoCal Edison about them doing address tampering, changing my address, changing to paperless billing, or changing it to an old post office box that I had. Um, that crime alone carries a stiff federal sentence. You don't fuck with the mail. You don't fuck with the mail and expect to just walk away from anybody's mail. Trying to tamper with my insurance, trying to tamper with my social security, just things like that. And you get tired of constantly trying to fight against this onslaught of these however many individuals it is doing whatever they want to do to harm you. But basically, I'm talking to you right now because just here lately they've said if I didn't stop talking about it, they're gonna do weapon me some more and kill me. Well, I'm not worried about that. I've always expected them to, flat out say they're gonna kill me. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about with the mail, with the paperless billing and that crap. So there's a plethora of things they do. But as I was saying, going back to the reporting aspect, I report the things with the full knowledge that they're gonna ignore it. They'll say, "Okay, we documented," and they hung up. Or but there's not going to be an investigation. You're not going to hear anything back from whatever. Which has led me to the realization that law enforcement is in full understanding of what's happening. If not part of it, or in cohorts with it. I mean, the reality is you can Google gang stalking jobs and get several pages of companies hiring people to stalk people. Now, to my understanding, stalking is a crime. You get someone stalking you in your yard or your home and threat of bodily injury, they go to jail. Well, these cretins, these Nazi scumbags, I like to call them, since this is a Stasi tactic that they're using, have the ideology that they're in no way going to be reprimanded for these heinous crimes that they commit against however many targeted individuals there are in the world today. So, as my title dictates, consider gang stalkers serial killers. And I say serial killers because they murder people, in the exact same fashion several times. Um, that's the definition of a serial killer. They kill people in the same fashion over and over and over. And that's what these people do. And if you are a target, you know full well I'm not kidding about they kill people, because the continued idiom that they bombard you with is they're going to kill you. That's what they're always telling you. That's what they're always saying. That's what they're always saying on B2K. But then you have the other aspect of their groups that pretend to be interested in targeting, that come to your live programs or try to ask you questions about gang stalking or about your life or how you feel about such certain subjects like weed or politics or whatnot. These people, I'm not going to name, that contend that they are interested in the subject, that they don't know anything about the subject, are complete and utter bullshit liars. They know exactly what gang stalking is. They know what's happening. They know everything about it. But what the point of that is they want to know what you know about it. Excuse me. Yeah, hi Trevor. Jason Hummer. I've never seen you before. How you doing? How are we going to stop these little creeps? Is the question. That's the withstanding question. Throughout what is called the targeted individual community. Okay, that's another thing. We don't have a community. This isn't like the drama community. This isn't like the art community. This isn't like the comic book community. This isn't like this isn't an organized community. We don't have an organized community. We have several people that are targeting individuals that, for whatever reason, seek out each other for support. Mainly to understand what's happening to yourself. And you hope maybe that some other targeted individual might have some insight into how to deal with it or what's happening to you. I don't have all the answers. And I don't think any targeted individual on the YouTube platform does. I do, however, have a lot of insight into how my targeting has progressed, and over time the research I've done to understand remote neural monitoring, to understand the technologies behind that and V2K, and the psychological aspects that they use to degrade the target. Now, I'm not. When I say degrade, I'm not talking about the defamation. I'm not talking about the character assassination. I'm not talking about, the harassment, the financial instability, the lack of support you get from law enforcement. What I mean by degrade the target is, over time, the health degradation. Since the 80s, I've pretty much had bouts of dealing with insomnia. So, unlike a lot of other targets, the sleep deprivation doesn't affect me in the same way. I don't think. Because I do have bouts of insomnia. My body's already wired that way to not get a lot of sleep. But I will say, not any other human, but a fair amount of other humans, if you had been forced to stay awake or had to stay awake for a year, like I have before, and I literally mean an entire year without sleep, and that's not bragging, that's not boasting. My wife literally several times said, "Are you ever coming to bed? Are you ever going to go to sleep? Are you ever going to sleep?" And that was from early 2020 or late 2019 all the way into almost 2021 that I had zero sleep. And I mean zero sleep. Well, there's this little thing called REM state that the body goes into. It's basically what you do to reboot your brain. Your brain goes into standby mode, or whatever you want to call it. You have to do this. You have to do this. For whatever reason, I don't. I'm not going to speculate. But you have to switch down. You have to switch off at some point. And through remote neural monitoring and the constant harassment, they don't allow targets to do this. So you get ill. That causes brain damage. It causes organ damage. And this has nothing to do with the DEW weapons. Has nothing to do with the microwave directed energy weapon to cause suffocation or to create palpitations in your heart, to inflame your muscles, degrade your bones. It has nothing to do with that. But it does have to do with your body's ability to repair itself. Hi, Tanya. Now, I'm going to say this, that that person that has a high opinion of himself to call himself king, he's a stalker. He's pathetic. And you all know that they're pathetic. But anyway, regardless of my health situation, my intelligence quotient is probably double yours. So, bye. I won't be commenting about you, King Sledgehammer, again. Regardless of your viewpoint about who's doing this, right? Or what companies are doing it. And there are different companies that are hiring these people to do this. As I said, you can Google gang stalking jobs, and you'll find a list of urgent openings for gang stalkers. There's no governance against it, because if there was, they would be putting these companies out of business. They wouldn't be letting them advertise on Google to hire people to stalk people, which is a crime. They wouldn't allow these companies to gather data and information on people. They wouldn't allow these companies to access your passwords via remote neural monitoring. They wouldn't allow these companies to access your medical records, your banking information, things of that nature. They wouldn't allow them to commit Frankenstein fraud and create fictional individuals through all or in part of your information. So, knowing all these different aspects of gang stalking or community policing, whatever. I don't like to call it policing because these fuckers aren't cops. They're criminals. They had nothing to do with being with law enforcement. Yeah, maybe they have corrupted law enforcement and other individuals in cohorts with them helping them, but they have no legal standpoint. If they did, they wouldn't be afraid to show themselves. But there is the point where, as I was talking about with reporting and documenting your plight with these conspiracy-oriented terrorists, it doesn't necessarily provide you with an avenue of attack, but it does give you a form of defense. A lot of people film everything. They record everything. They write stuff down, dictate to themselves. There's different ways that people handle it. I've written some things down, but as far as taking video and pictures, I've only got like one or two pictures of, not very many pictures, a few pictures of certain people that are habitual. And in my proximity here. For that matter, I'm not going, even if I was recording all day, every day, I wouldn't have a lot of car videos, wouldn't have headlight videos, wouldn't have a lot of directed conversations because I don't go anywhere. I don't spend a lot of time out roaming the town or whatever, enough to accumulate a body of evidence with the directed conversations, with the one headlights, or the color coordination, or the cars, or the target bags, or that sort of thing, because I don't spend a lot of time outside. I'm not a hermit. I just don't have money to go meandering across the countryside whenever I feel like it. Who are you missing? Who are you missing, Virginia? Well, Tanya, to be blatantly honest, I am tired. Like I said, I haven't been feeling good today. As I was saying, I was taking a nap. It was the hottest part of the day, but with the constant interruption of the badgering that Gino and Rhonda and the two Michaels and Colleen and whoever else is in this fucking trailer park doing this, which I know they are. It's not like it's not a question for me. I am quite tired, but I don't really find that pertinent, I guess the word is. Because I know we're all tired, every one of you. We're always stressed and a little bit angry. But that's the nature of the beast. They want you to be exhausted. Because when the mind is exhausted, it tends to make bad situations worse. So there are two words that I would like to impart to you from the great Douglas Adams. Don't panic. Don't panic. Because if you panic, you make a bad situation worse. I don't know if anybody wants to come in here and talk to me right now. But if you do, I'll provide the link. Entirely up to anyone. I really do not care one way or the other, because I'm just basically here to impart some information that I've been thinking about. Another aspect I'd like to hit on that I haven't really talked about is how they're targeting my wife. they're still in the covert phases of targeting her. In whatever chat scenario they group in, they have a couple people at different times impersonating her or impersonating me. They like to call me Ghostwriter. I guess that's one of the nicknames they like to give me. The Ghostwriter, I don't mean Ghostwriter like as in Bonehead with the fire coming out of his head. I mean Ghostwriter as in like the ghostwriter of a novel. Because they have stolen intellectual property of mine over the years. And used it in plain sight right here on YouTube and in other places. If I'm laying there thinking of lyrics to a song I might want to write, it's kind of pointless because they've already recorded it and are making something out of it as I'm thinking about it. If I have an idea for the betterment of humanity as far as an invention, even though I've drawn some of them up, such as my idea for the photonic computer, or something I haven't really named because I don't want to give them a name for the workings of it. The drawings stand for themselves. But I have an idea for a city, a fully self-contained, fully green city that later on someone in Africa or somewhere had started building, so I just gave up on that. But anyway, as the let me go ahead and go through the wonderful chat here. Just because the chat replay often doesn't work, and if for whatever intents and purposes my YouTube is for documentation, some pertinent comments in the chat tend to back that up. So I'm going to show all your messages on the chat. Yes, that's the ticket right there. Biological degradation. That's what I was speaking about when I meant they degrade the target. Yeah. Yeah, King Sledgehammer. I'll tell you what. If I were to meet you on the street, I would beat the fucking shit out of you. Just for what you said there. and I would stand there and wait for the cops to show up. Because you're a fucking asshole. But back to what I was saying. With the advent of the brain-computer interface, the V2K, the patents, the fact the military has used it in warfare, not to mention the perps that their only goal is to come into your channel and intimidate you with stupid comments such as numbnut hammer was just saying, or to try and get you to take your videos down, or to procreate the narrative that gang stalking isn't real, or why would anybody target you, you're a nobody, that kind of thing. They don't have morals. They don't have a moral compass. There's no redeeming factors in those type of people or groups that do that shit. And by that I mean the groups that will restream someone's stream to make fun of them, or to defame them, or degrade them, or that will impersonate the individual that they're targeting by throwing on a name similar to theirs and going on chats and doing stupid things using your name or your likeness. But back to a question that Jason said, what do we do about it is the question. Well, cyber terrorism is part of what they're doing. They're doing it right here. That's what they do. I have several instances where the scumbags have came in and literally have threatened me on my channel. I mean, literally threaten you. And whether you like to think about it or not, that's cyber terrorism. But the problem we have is we're targeted individuals, and society has made it to where the victim, being the targets, are the monsters, not the reverse, not the stalkers. The stalkers, like I said, they can get hired over and over by these companies that are operating in plain sight, and I don't doubt that one little bit, Dan Jones. I'll let my dog howl for a minute. But for curiosity's sake, when you wake up, this is for the targeted individuals that know you're being remote neural monitored. They do they, as they do to me, have someone impersonating you on their stream or whatever you want to call it, their broadcast? Because it doesn't matter what you think. If you're thinking to yourself that, gee, I think I'm going to go for a walk today, they will transform that thought coming from you to their brain computer interface and manipulate it to sound like you're saying something monstrous, or that you admitted to something, for whatever purpose. And this is a daily thing. Well, to be honest, Dan Jones, I do not know. And the reason I say that is because, hypothetically, let's say you hire a private investigator, right? You go out, you spend some money, and you retain a private investigator. In my opinion, if he isn't a target, this private investigator, once he starts trying to dig into gang stalking and you're targeting, he will be targeted. He will be targeted. He might even be blackmailed. He might even be bribed. So the point goes back to the word trust. As you're targeted, trust is a hard thing to maintain because of the knowledge you have about the gaslighting and the ability of these people to manipulate your surroundings and the people that inhabit your surroundings. So, with their ability to avatar individuals, I'm not going to elaborate. You can figure out what avatar means all by yourself. Albeit whether through hypnotic suggestion, flat out NPC like structure where they take over a person and make them say or do things that normally that person wouldn't do or never had did, or say things that they won't remember. The brain computer interface has that ability. I don't think any of you would argue that you've had people do or say things that, from your recollection and your understanding of that person through over years of interaction with that person, were out of character, completely out of character. It's that's a term for it, but it goes deeper than that, than just forced speech. I literally mean avatar. Like I will elaborate. Like they force the individual psyche to the wayside while they control their body for a amount of time. Or their mind, whatever. I've seen it happen before. But not to beat the dead horse, going back to Jason's question of how do we handle this, or how do we stop it? You don't. You can only control how you deal with it. You haven't got the power to instill reason or compassion or morals into someone else. They have to either learn it for themselves or accept that they're bad people on their own. You can only dictate your actions. Unless, of course, you were to gain control of the same technologies that they're using against you. That being said, as they've tried to recruit me before, maybe I shouldn't have voiced my opinion when I said that, well, if I was to gain the technology you have, I would use it against you. I wouldn't join you. I would be your worst nightmare, because I would be doing things to you to stop you. I wouldn't be trying to help you in any fashion. I wouldn't remote neural monitor someone without their consent. I wouldn't spend all day of my life sitting there blathering some fucking nonsense at someone until they lose their minds. I'm not going to do that. If I had the technology that they are have available to them, I would use it to fight them with. I'd never help them. As I've said before, it's like when Darth Vader says to Luke, "Join me and we'll rule the galaxy as father and son." I'll never join you. I'll never join you. I'll never help you in this. Not voluntarily. Um, well, what she's talking about with forced speech is just what I was talking about. They can make people say things they didn't necessarily say. It's someone else causing them to say it or do it. Like I said, be it through some form of hypnosis that the brain computer interface allows them the power to do, or uh, like I said, like an avatar, where the person is no longer in control of themselves. Someone else is controlling them like they're a robot. As I said, I've seen them do it before. I don't like to talk about it. The reason I don't like to talk about it is who they did it to. Um, there's the other aspect of their little program or game, whatever you want to call it. For lack of a better term, it's induced confrontation, where they antagonize you or challenge you to a duel or a fight, whatever. And from my understanding, over the times that they've done it to me, which is several, they want you to get angry. They want you to assume that someone's going to be waiting for you if you walk out to the corner or down the street. Will be there waiting for you to have a fight or whatever. But in every instance, that has never been the case. It's to cause stress and aggravation in the target, because if you're being subverted into having aggressive behavior or a focus of anger on a certain person or people, even though the person that's causing that has nothing to do with that certain person, they're creating an animosity in you towards someone that might not have ever done anything to you. In effect, changing your opinion of that person or people. Hi, John. Digital Pinocchio. That song Puppet comes to mind. I think they destroyed the me I thought I was and replaced him with the nano that MIT and UCLA have to erase. Murder, and the feds are in on it 100%. I'm not going to argue with you that the feds have a intimate understanding as to what's going on here. Because personally, I've reported things to them, the CIA, DHS, inspector general with nearly identical response value, which is none. So the in the news lately, over the last year or so, that has to deal with diplomats being afflicted with what is called Havana syndrome, which is gang stalking. The symptoms are the same. The setup is the same. The technology is the same. They just gave it a different name. They call it a mystery. That's the problem I have. And the fact that it's always we're unable to to understand what's going on or to come up with any definitive answers or blah 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 because they're not investigating. That's media fluff. um if they really did have an inclination to find out what was going on, they would have been able to find out what was going on a long time ago, since it's been going on for quite a long time. Instead, the norm is to try and defame the victim or make the victim seem Looney Tunes or mentally unwell, as some coward worm said in the chat a minute ago. It comes down to the perception of the individual. Uh, when something happens to you, let's just say hypothetically, a situation happens to you, right? And I'm just saying in general, it has nothing to do with gang stalking. Uh, you're the victim of a carjacking, or you're the victim of identity theft, or things like that. Some form of crime perpetrated against you. You will not hear the person you're telling go, "Oh, that could never happen to you," or "Why would anyone do that to you? You're not important. There's no reason anybody would, do that to you." That ideology is reserved for being gang stalked. Say you're raped, right? They're not going to say, "Oh, well, it's a problem with you. You're the problem. You're the reason why, you're the problem. It's not, no one's doing this to you. You're the problem." Or if you're robbed, you get my point there. As far as gang stalking goes, the victim is to blame in all cases. Psych 101. They control the set and setting, they administer the stimuli and record the response, they build the Skinner box, and we are their projects, their mice. You and Will helping others is medicine. I appreciate the comment that you perceive what I'm doing here as medicine. But it's like you're on a boat. The boat's full of rats. And you can point out the rats. You can try and kill the rats. But the point is, you're still in the boat with the rats. Just like everybody else. I've come to a point with my targeting to where I'm not going to act out really voice aggravation. Because it doesn't help anyone, me included. They've stolen my transcripts from my college, and have voiced that they've used them. They've voiced that they've tried to use my records to get other people disability because of my work injuries. They have people using my name, I've mentioned before. Someone in Irvine, younger kid, I don't know, playing soccer. Someone else using the name Scott Schmear with the LA Galaxy as a player. They used my name as fantasy football, and I found the evidence of this. This is not just, I'm not blowing smoke out of my ass. Actual paperwork, actual evidence right here online. I've shown it before. Identity theft, false obituary, whatever, claiming I'm dead. I guess I'm to the point where it's like reporting it only serves as documentation. It isn't a means to an end as far as obstructing their gang stalking. Because when I do record it, or when I try to do something to combat them, it only exacerbates the stalking and causes new and more psychotic shit that they do. But still I do it. They voiced the the reality that they want to kill me. They're gonna kill me. Lately, more so. And actually acted on it with the dew weapons. But I'm not deterred. I'm still sitting here, still paying my bills, doing my yard work, trying to live the life I have. In my earlier videos, before the knowledge I was being targeted by some people in the artwork community, which isn't by far where my targeting originated from. It's just another. It was just another ability I have that they sought to exploit. I spent every day on here. I was drawing pictures every day, all day, every day. I was spending a lot of time on other people's channels, talking to people about artwork and comic books and things. Because I had the idea I wanted to create the Dark Matter universe. One of my comic book characters. I have several, and they've stolen several. One they blatantly stole on a YouTube program that I've talked about before. I don't draw a lot anymore. I don't sit here and play guitar anymore. I used to sit here and play guitar all day long, just playing guitar. Not necessarily playing anything in particular, just playing. I wasn't trying to write music, I was just playing. But that leads me to another point. They try to infect things that you care about and cause you to not have a passion for those things anymore. Well, peace, none of this is good. But that goes back to sociology. When I was in college, as far as sociology goes, I'm in the 0.1% in the nation as far as understanding of sociology. That's documented, that's on paper. I have a fairly high IQ. I have a really good understanding of spatial reasoning. That was why they wanted me to work on jets in the Navy. I was going to be an aviation electronics technician until I got out on an honorable under medical discharge. I took the Mensa IQ test. I've taken other IQ tests. I scored on one IQ test 127, which is equal to Obama. On the Mensa IQ test, which goes to 130, I scored 107. On another IQ test that goes to 200, I scored 148. Well, that's not my point. I don't sit here saying I'm a genius. I don't sit here trying to degrade other people's intelligence through obnoxious tooting of my own horn, talking about, oh, I'm so smart, I'm just smart, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that shit. All I mean is I don't feel a need to demean other people using my abilities. I'm not a nerve gorilla that's going to sit here and put you down because he thinks he's so fucking smart. I'm not an asshole like that. I'm not going to sit here and try and insult your intelligence by trying to boost my own. What about my drawing? Well, the last drawing I did was the one of Stevie Ray Vaughan. I haven't done any more since then or anything of that. I recorded that on here. You know, Trevor, if anything I do say here helps you deal with being targeted, I've said it before. That's my reward. I'm not seeking compensation. My YouTube channel, even if I had 10,000 followers, I wouldn't monetize it. I'm not gonna look for Patreons. I'm not gonna post a GoFundMe page. I'm not gonna try and I'm not gonna try and acquire financial stability from being the number one listened to target or a trophy or whatever. That's not what I'm looking for here. What exactly do you mean by that, Tanya? Scott, your brain charges over all the years off what they are doing to us. Just trying to understand what you're trying to convey there. What's the meaning behind that? Needless to say, none of us consented to this. None of us that are actual targets want this to happen to us. None of us. You don't. I personally, I don't like being targeted. No one does. But if I can hold them here targeting me, that means they're not going to be targeting the next person. I mean, I'm not saying I have any control over how many people they're targeting, but by keeping them focused on me, they don't have time to move on, if you get what I mean by targeting someone else. But the other day they were with the dew weapon. They whether it was feigned or not, um, they couldn't believe that I wasn't complaining when they were targeting me with the 1730 megahertz microwave weapon in my abdomen and my genitals. Yeah, it hurt. I'm not gonna lie, it hurt like hell. But I wasn't gonna complain. I wasn't gonna cry out because that's what they want. I would have laid there and died, not making a whimper. And they know that. That's why they haven't done it again, because they know it's not gonna fucking do what they want. Constantly with the the abuse about what's happened to me in my life, and the fake shit that they make up about me, and spreading rumors that they're spreading among themselves, talking about how disgusting of a person I am, and blah blah blah. He did this, he did that. So 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 Ian, I pictured your mother in a fucking ball gag. Big fucking deal. What are you gonna do about it? So I pictured horses fucking you up the ass. What are you gonna do about it? This is my head. What goes on here is I'm in control of that. If I want to picture a large circle machine with dildos sticking out of it, hooked up to a 400 engine, where I've got my foot on the pedal and you're all being fucked up the ass, gang stalkers. Yeah, I did that. I admit it. I did that. And I'm going to keep doing shit like that. As long as you think you live in here, as long as you think you own what's going on in here, I'm going to fuck you up your ass with Turbo 400. I'm the master of my body. I'm the master of my mind. Nobody else. Yeah, you can steal my intellectual property, but it's still mine. I'm still the owner. You can tell people I'm a disgusting person, that I'm a dirty motherfucker, or whatever you want to say. That's your opinion. And I'm not going to stop fighting you. Whether I don't want to or not, that's not the point. I don't want to be fighting you, but like all other targets, I don't have a choice. I do have a choice. I have a choice to give in, but that's not happening. That's not a choice. That's not a choice. Not a choice I'm willing to make. You want to demean my sister. You want to demean my mother. You want to demean my family, the friends I might have. You want to target them and try and hurt them to get to me. I have no control over that. But I do have control over allowing you to force me to believe your bullshit. I feel your pain right there, Trevor. I, I have a really fucked up back. When I used to work in a machine shop, I used to build hole saws. And when I was taking one off the rack, it fell on me and fucked my back up from S1 through S12 and compressed discs and all that good shit. And I'm PNU, if you know what PNU means, permanent and stationary. I'm disabled. And that was enough to get me permanent disability. Later on, I went to the doctor and was diagnosed with having chronic obstructed pulmonary disorder, which is a respiratory malfunction where your heart and your lungs are, for lack of a better term, fucked. Which, isn't ever going to get any better. There's no cure for COPD. It's a death sentence. Yeah, it's not a death sentence. It's like, say, cancer within a year or whatever. It's a longer term death sentence, anywhere from 5 to 10, however years, 10, 15, whatever, however long you're able to survive with it. But I have to deal with that. Whoa, wait a minute. Instead of gang stalking, why don't we try gang banging serial killers? Who's with me? There is a saying, fight fire with fire. But there's always this other thing that if you do what they're doing, you're no better than they are. If we group together and target gang stalkers, we're no longer any better than the people targeting us. I mean, I understand your thinking, um, to where the premise of letting them feel some of their own medicine. I have to ask you, JC, the first problem is acquiring that technology, because the largest portion of gang stalking is technologically based, with the remote neural monitoring brain computer interface and the V2K and the microwave dew weapons. Now, I've looked on Google, I've looked on YouTube. I could build a microwave gun. I could build an X-ray gun, where I could sit here all day pointing it at my neighbor, giving him nut cancer, in effect killing him over time. But I go back to what I just said. Then I become no worse than my assailant. I could take that microwave right here. I could take this microwave. I could take this microwave right here. I could take that microwave, tear it apart, pull out the transformer, pull out the capacitor and all that shit, and build a cone and set it right here and point it at my neighbors. I can do that. Anybody can do that. Take a couple days worth of work to do it. But then, like I said, you're a criminal. You're torturing people just like they're torturing you. I understand. I understand that you want to make them pay. We all do. We want to make them pay, right? We want to. We all want to. We would like nothing more than them to all drop the fuck dead, right? Right. But as I said, I could build an X-ray gun that the beam will travel 150 yards and give everybody in its path nut cancer, in effect killing them over time. You build a microwave gun. Simply, it's simple. Simple. But the thing is, these people are buying them. You can, okay. If you have time, research for yourself. Just look up microwave weapons. You can buy the stuff needed to make one, already pre-constructed at Amazon. You can buy V2K technology at Amazon. You can buy audio spectrum technology to fuck with people with V2K using audio spotlight technology. You can do that. You can do that. But in effect, that makes you no better than your enemy. Yes, the other side, make them pay. I have 3 or 4 computers out here underneath my RV in the basement that I could tear apart, and I could use the lasers in tandem with a broken microwave, and I can make a microwave laser. It's simple. But I'm not going to do that. Early on in my videos, I talked about making one. I was seriously thinking about making one and giving them a taste of their medicine. But then I woke up to the understanding that then that would make me no better than they are. So I prefer to keep the moral high ground. I'm the good guy. I'm not the bad guy. I'm not going to be the bad guy to get rid of other bad guys. I'm not Batman. You can be Batman. Be Batman. You want to be Batman? You want to be that vigilante motherfucker that goes out and be the Punisher and kills the criminals? I'm not going to condemn you for it. But I'm not going to go there. Sadly as it is, I feel like as shitty a people as they are, they have a right to their existence. Whether it be in prison is a different story, but still. Lady Justice is blind. She's not stupid. But like I said, you can take computer parts, junk computer, using the laser optics of the CD, capacitors, transistors, and the resistors and all that. And you can make you a microwave gun. You can make one. There's videos on YouTube showing you how to do it out of your microwave. You can do it at your home. Simple to make. But having it and using it are two different things. You can have it sitting here on your table and not pointed at anybody. It's not illegal. But once you turn it on and start pointing it at your neighbors, you became a criminal. The very second you switch the switch and you're pointing it at someone and, with the intent to harm them, you're now a criminal. I'm not a criminal. Granted, when I was younger, when I was in my teens, and I did some really stupid shit that got me fucking put in jail a time or two. Done some stupid shit. Got busted for marijuana, spent 90 days in jail once, things like that. When I was a kid. But since the 90s, the mid 90s, maybe longer than that. I do everything I can to be completely legal. I don't do illegal shit. It's stupid. I don't have a reason to try and scam people, like these fucking sick bastards. In no shape or form am I a criminal. I don't have that mentality. When I was younger, I was not gonna sugarcoat it. I was a lot more easily coerced by bad influences or other people than today. I admit it. I did some stupid shit because I was young and I didn't really give a shit. But I'm not that guy. My wife, over the years, has called me Superman. That was her pet name for me. Mainly because I don't really have any intention to harm anyone else. If anything, I want to help people. She's given me flack before many times about I have $5 in my pocket and I'll give it to a homeless person because they need it more than I do. I have a couple hamburgers. I give them away. I give my lunch away before. I've given my lunch away. I went without because someone else was hungry. I do stupid shit like that. If you're fried, I'll have a good night then, Trevor. That's something else. You're sending hugs and prayers and over Trevor. Nice to see you, mate. I'll send you some virtual ass scratches. Everybody needs a good ass scratch every now and then. You need a good itch on your butt. But I've been rambling here for about an hour and 45 minutes. So I think, no, I'm not going to change for them, Tanya. I'm not going to change for anyone. However many people in the gang stalking community hate me, I don't have control over that. And that really doesn't affect me personally, that they're shitty people. Like I was saying, just because shitty people hate you doesn't mean you have to be a shitty person to prove them right. They talk to each other about masturbation that I might do, sitting here looking at porn, whatever. Things that you might do in your own home. Whatever. But that's, that's you. You can do what you want. If you wanna sit home all day and watch porn and masturbate, that's nobody's business. You wanna drink all day and get drunk all day, every day, that's nobody's business. You wanna smoke weed all day, that's nobody's business. What you do in your home is your business as long as it's not hurting someone else. When it starts bleeding out and hurting others, then that's when it can be other people's business. But these people take it upon themselves to make your life in your personal space their mission to destroy it. No matter what, it doesn't affect them. You're not affecting them sitting here fucking doing whatever it is you're doing. Having sex with monkeys, whatever the fuck you're doing. Shooting crack, I don't give a fuck. None of their business. But they make it everyone else's business. They make your life, your past, whatever that didn't affect them, but they didn't know who the fuck you were before they started targeting you, but now they're saying, oh, you're doing this to them. That's what I'm hearing from these scumbag shitbags. Oh, he's doing this to us. I'm not doing shit to you. I'm not doing shit to you. You're doing it to me. You're the criminals. You're the scumbags fucking with people and for no reason other than to hurt them because you're sick, disgusting, Nazi fucking Stasi scumbags. So, that being said, don't let the Nazi Stasi scumbags dictate your existence. They're going to be fuckhead. They're going to be fuckheads no matter what you do, no matter what you say. You could be the nicest person, they're going to make you a monster to everybody they talk to. And the thing about it is, those people were the people that you were nice to and did things for. I'm talking about me personally, my proximity, people I helped, people I did shit for, now are the same people that are fucking mocking me, harassing me, threatening me, saying I did this and that to them. I never did a fucking wrong thing to any one of these fucking scumbags in this trailer park. Not a single fucking one. But I'm the monster. So, have a good night. That being said, take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your evening.